I think it's actually quite simple. You look at the event, you realise you've got to go through about in 51, say first lap, and come home in 53. So you just got to get athletes used to running 51, nice and relaxed, and then have a bit of determination that last 200 to finish it off. I mean, it sounds that simple, but it really is.
It's not easy to do, but the concept is simple, and I think that's the important part, because I think this is what differentiates. One of our other questions I had for you is, what's your philosophy? And I think watching, I'm lucky enough to see you guys train usually only once a week, but you're pretty good for those who are interested. Fast8Track Club, Justin puts a fair bit of their training up online. You actually see that this concept, as you said, of getting people comfortable to run at a certain speed is actually probably very central to the way you develop training for middle distance runners in general. Can you give us a bit of an idea of where that came from?
Yeah, I think a lot of what I learned was through trial and error myself. So, I ran back when it was black and white in the 90s and won a national title. But, I had dreams myself of running 144 and breaking that national record. Actually, my goal was always around 143, 67 for some reason. That was just the time in my head.
Why 67?
That's just what I thought I could run.
Were you born in 67?
No, I was born in 72. So, but and I tried a lot of different things. I ended up coaching myself, and I say to my guys, I made every mistake, so you guys don't have to make any. But one thing I think I didn't really work on was just on my actual speed. I thought that speed was, running 150s with jog back rest. And I know now that's not speed. And it's great. I go down Monday and I see you guys, really doing speed work. We're just 800 metre runners trying to get faster. But it is central to my program. We try to do speed all year round. And we don't
How different is that from other middle distance programs?
Yeah, I think I see it creeping into a lot of different programs now. I'm not going to say I influenced that. But
is that do you think that's an evolution of what's happening globally, or do you think that this has gone in and out? Because I know that there's been periods in time where middle distance coaches did more speed work, and then in my mind, at least in Australia, it shifted to much longer. And interestingly, in my mind, I like just looking at the basic history of it, and you would probably be able to educate me on this. We sucked, right? And then it came back, right? And I feel like, again, you're being modest, but I think you influenced this massively, because all of a sudden we had a period there where if we saw someone run 145, it was almost like an aberration. It's like, where did that come from? And you made, particularly with Alex Rowe, you brought this kid through and you said, okay, well, we're going to run 144. And you equaled the Australian record. And everyone was kind of like, where did this white guy who runs a bit funny, he's got this fro, he looks weird, studying medicine, come from? And it very much is based on this philosophy that you had of like, okay, we'll get him to run fast enough and we'll get him to be able to back it up and run 2 laps of it.
Yeah, and I